sort of sad that the piece ends that way, but he died. So these things happen. The beautiful unfinished symphony by Schubert. You know, to be able to do stuff like that, not only with high school kids, I mean, that's ridiculous, stop it, right? With this small size group, and in this year, need I say more? So I'm especially really proud of the work they put in, that they were able to do this fine literature so well. So yeah, great job. If there were more of that symphony, we'd play it for you, but he only sketched out 8 measures of a scherzo, and not enough to hang your hat on. It's a shame. Anyway, we're going to have the wind ensemble come on now, some little housekeeping, switching around of chairs and stands. I want to thank you very much for coming out tonight, for supporting the arts and music in particular tonight. The band concert portion of the evening, it's kind of a variety of things for you, none of which are very long, but which span an interesting amount of years. The Granger works, there are 2 of them, Irish Tune from County Derry and Shepherd's. We didn't work this out very well. Shepherd's Hay, I got it, never mind. You guys stick to playing. Anyway, those pieces are about 100 years old, and they're absolutely staples of the band literature. I try to do them with the ensembles here every 3 or 4 years. They're just that great, fun to play, really well written for wind ensemble. Then we have a piece, the piece we're going to start with, Toccata for Band by Frank Erickson, also a staple of the literature. That was written in 1957, so that's a good, I don't know, you do the math. It's old. Yes, it's older than I am, by the way. They were wondering by just a couple of years. But anyway, the point is it's old. And then we have a relatively recent piece by a really great up-and-coming composer for films and for wind ensemble, Rossano Galante, Mount Everest. That's the last piece we played. It's really cool. And then a piece that you probably know, it's just a couple years old, The Mandalorian. Nothing? Nobody? No fans. Okay, thank you. We try to please the audiences as well as, having fun ourselves. So we'll be right with you with those pieces in just a minute. Thanks again for coming, and off we go. Okay, so now on to the Granger stuff. Granger was a very odd fellow. He was kind of a showman. He was a pianist. He would, at his concerts, like come down the aisle, like, I don't know, throwing pennies to people and yelling and screaming and doing all kinds of crazy things, but he's a great composer and a great arranger. These are settings of, well, Danny Boy, that's Irish tune, and who doesn't love that, right? And Shepherd's Hay was also a pre-existing tune that he incorporated, and just spectacularly orchestrated, if you will, for band. So I hope you enjoy these. That was fun, right? Yeah, trust me, it's fun to play. So now we move on to The Mandalorian. It is the way. So this is an arrangement of the famous film score. I had never heard of this gentleman, but you're going to hear great things from him. You already have with this score. It's really cool. It kind of has that epic film score sound, but it has his own, kind of unique twist to it. I think he's going to be a major star. I mean, someday we're going to have to look for the next John Williams. Give me a moment. He's just my guy, right? Any John Williams? Good, thank you. A hand for John Williams, right? So we were just, this is apropos of nothing, but that's how my brain works. The apropos, not the nothing part. We were just messing around, like, how many scores has this guy written? Google it sometime. You will not believe it. And you know all the big ones, right? But I mean, it's incredible. Film scores, TV shows from the 60s, unbelievable. Anyway, this isn't written by him. But, we're looking for the next John Williams. So anyway, this is fun. You know it. We'll have some fun with this one. You might be thinking, if you watch the show, gosh, it seemed awfully short. Actually, it's shorter than that. We added stuff to it. It's called padding. Anyway, so the last piece we're doing is, you probably never heard of it, it's called Mount Everest. But this composer, another guy who I think we need to keep an eye on, Rosanna Galante, he grew up as a trumpet player, got a degree in that, and then went to study film score composing in LA with none other than Jerry Goldsmith, another great film composer. And it shows in his writing. And he's got that epic, the great brass lines, the really fast woodwind stuff and the cool percussion. So I think you'll enjoy it. The chords are great. Don't even get me started. So thanks again for coming, and I hope you enjoy Mount Everest by Rosanna Galante. Remember that name.
Good evening, everyone. I have one last celebration before we close this evening. Did you know that Mr. Dubas has taught in this program? He is finishing his 36th year teaching at PCCA. Yeah, I wasn't going to make any jokes about that. Tonight, we are announcing Mr. Dubas's retirement. Mr. Dubas is going to be retiring at the end of this year. So it's always, yes, I think that's worthy of some applause. Obviously, we have very mixed emotions about this. We're excited for somebody that has dedicated their career 36 years teaching at the same place with extraordinary results. But we're also very sad to be losing him. It's dangerous to give me a microphone because I'm always going to tell a story. So I have so many, I've narrowed it down to this one, and that is my very first experience meeting Andre Dubas. Summer of 2004, back in my day, summer of 2004, I was offered an interview for the choral director position here at PCCA. You know exactly what's coming, too. Yep, I do. I drove straight from St. Louis to the front door of Gibbs High School. It's like a 16-hour drive. I walk in the door, and in the waiting area, there's these 3 other teachers that can only be described as teachers on summer break. They looked very relaxed and were dressed very casually. And so I'm assuming, okay, this is the music faculty. They're going to be in the interview. Did not surprise me. So the principal comes out of his office and says, "Mr. Weston, would you please come in?" The other teachers stand up to join me, and the principal at the time said, "Thank you all for coming. I'm going to interview Mr. Weston alone. You are dismissed." So there's this real awkward feeling in the room, this tension afterwards. So they get up and leave. I go in his office and sit down, and he said, "I just want to explain to you that I wanted this interview to be just you and me because that Andre Dubas is intimidating." So I get hired for the job, and I start getting to know Mr. Dubas. And I found out very quickly that there's nothing intimidating about Andre Dubas. He is just a big old goofus. But I also very early saw one of the finest teachers, one of the finest musicians, one of the most incredible composers and arrangers that I had ever known at that point in my life. And beyond that, I got to see one of the most extraordinary human beings that I've ever known. And he has become the best friend that I have ever known in my life as well. Mr. Dubas, in your time here, your 36 years at PCCA, you have touched countless lives. We couldn't even begin to measure the impact that we had here other than to tell you how much we love you, how much we appreciate you, and how much we congratulate you on your retirement, and we hope that you enjoy these times with your grandkids, and we're just going to sincerely miss you.
Whatever. This guy. Anyway. So I don't know who that guy is he's describing, but I'd love to meet him. He sounds like a great guy. I just wanted to say, one of the great things about teaching here, and as Mr. Weston said, it's been my career. I mean, I don't want to use the word job. It just doesn't even come close. It's been my life, When I first got here, I was in my 20s, had a full head of red hair. Fight me. It's true. I have pictures. I hear you see a hair on the laughing. Nobody believes me. Anyway, but it's just been my second home almost. And one of the great things among many is that I get to teach really great students. I'm not just saying this because of what we're doing here, but they're smart. They're obviously very talented, and they're funny, and they've always kept me feeling young. But chronologically, I'm not. Okay, so the time comes, right, when, like Mr. Weston said, I want to spend time with my grandkids and do all that kind of fun stuff. But I want to thank you sincerely, not just for coming and not just for supporting the arts and music specifically, but for sending, especially your parents out here, sending your most prized possessions, your kids, to our care for the last 2, 3, 4, whatever it's been years. And we do not take that lightly, and it has been our honor and my honor to work with them. I always would tell my friends who are complaining about their jobs, you know, my worst day is we get to do Schubert and Brahms and stuff like that. That's my worst day, right? So it's just to be able to do something you love for this long at such a high level. And if they don't cut the mustard, you can kick them out. It's just perfect, right? You can't, there's nothing you could, yeah. So anyway, thank you very much. It's just been a blast. This job, this situation, whatever you want to call it, has just been perfect for me. I could not ever imagine, nor would I ever want, a better position for a lifetime. So thank you very much.